We always love a bit of like, a bit of subscribing, a few more followers. We're trying to get actually, we need to get up to on LinkedIn. We need to get 150 followers on the LinkedIn page, so we can start going live on there. And then we also want to get the TikTok up to about 1,000 people, so we can start going live on there with the production as well. So give you better production, not just the vertical format on that side of things as well. So without further ado, let's get into our first section, which is we're going to talk about the 10-day adventure holiday, so you know how to win with us. All right, the 10-day adventure holiday, it's on. This is one of the best and coolest things I think that's out there at the moment, considering, people want to be active, people want to travel, people want to live their life great. So how do you get involved with the 10-day adventure giveaways? They're trips to Dubai, Bali, London, and Cairns, Australia. Real simple, tag FFPTravels. Tag people you're with, your friends, and then tag the places you are visiting. It's that simple. All right. And then on December the 20th, we're going to pull out a main draw, and we're going to have 4 winners, a trip for 2 worth $10,000 to send you to these locations to do the different adventure activities, experiences, see the latest fitness and wellness services available in those areas, and latest sports clubs, whatever sport you're into. If you are into a sport, we can hook you up there as well. So make sure you just tag FFPTravels daily, tag your friends, tag the places you are with and what you're doing at. Simple as that. And you can do that across all our platforms, as you can see here on the main show down below. Just tag. Done. Rock on. Let's get into wellness. Let's talk about men's health. Okay, let's talk about mental health. Actually, I said men's health, but if you got comments, questions, thoughts, opinions, please put them in the comment section down below. Let us know your thoughts, your opinions, because it's a massive topic of late. People have busier lifestyles. People have more things going on. We have the same amount of time, 24 hours in a day, and we need to try and cram it into a short term, or it feels like less time span. So it's a big topic of discussion. That's what we're talking about today. The weekend is a great day to get active, to get healthy. And I'm not going to do this alone. Guess what? We've got our first guest on the show. Yay! I'm in Cairns, Australia. Our producer's in Sharjah in the UAE. And our guest is from Abu Dhabi. He's, I just talked to him about 30 minutes ago. Pulled him in. Throw that together. Janar, my man. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Sorry about the echo. I apologize. You can hear me okay?
I hear you great, mate. It's like, if we can hear you twice, that's where you're going for the echo, right?
Exactly. It's all about rehearsing. You have to get those words in. You have to learn them. I want you to hear everything that I'm saying.
Because it's important. It's important, bro.
Exactly.
Let's bring it in. We're going to talk about men's health, and the reason I'm going to talk about this and we've got Janar on is because lately it's been a big push in the UAE where there's probably multiple groups, men's support groups, just helping people get through day-to-day life of the stresses or the strains. Now, the reason I'm kind of highlighting men's health right now is because men struggle because they struggle to be open and talk with others about it. And Janar's actually gone to a couple of the camps and the places he goes to. One of them, he's going to explain a bit more about it. But mate, let's just start off from your perspective. Why is men's mental health, let's start with that, important for you?
So I'll give you a bit of a backstory as to where I'm from as well. So from the UK originally, and I've been in Abu Dhabi for 3 years now. So I had a thriving business. I was a personal trainer, still am, personal trainer and sports massage therapist. And we basically followed my wife with our 2 kids to Abu Dhabi. So she had her career, right? So she had her career path kind of etched out to a certain extent. She wanted to progress professionally. I had to start everything up all over again. And that was really hard. It was really hard to start from the beginning, not know where to start, not having any friends, because when she moved, she had they basically do like recruitment drives. So it's a group of people that all come over at the same time. So she had a group of people that she came over. I didn't have that support network. And I had to figure
Hmm.
everything out by myself. And it's hard when you're doing it by yourself, when you have ideas, who you're going to bounce off. It's great to have your partner, but you also need people outside of that to actually give you support and to actually give you some direction. And I'm
Hmm.
not the most sociable person. I'm just not. I like keeping myself to myself. So um, it has been hard, but I've worked through it, and I know that the things that I feel uncomfortable doing are good for me. So this is what brings me
Hmm.
to the Menathon. So Menathon, I'm from a rugby background. I love being challenged, like physically, and I've recently stopped playing rugby, but I've still wanted that challenge, and I haven't had something which is just for me. I think that everyone has to
Hmm.
have something just for themselves, something that they're progressing towards, something that challenges them,
Yep.
whether it's mentally or physically. Something where you do feel slightly uncomfortable, but that uncomfort, you have to weigh it up and go, right, is it something that is actually going to help me progress? Yes, then do it. If it's just making you feel
Yeah.
comfortable, you don't see a benefit in it, then that's fine. But going back to my original point, I found something called Menathon, which is absolutely great. Sometimes I wonder why I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday and go to it, because I something that I need for myself, which challenges me and puts me in an environment with like-minded people as well. Because after we've done the workout, you've got those endorphins, you're buzzing, and everyone's opening up and just talking and supporting each other. And that's kind of what I love about the Menathon. There's one in Abu Dhabi, which I go to, which is every Sunday at 6 o'clock at Prime Hub in Yaz, and there's one in Dubai as well.
Quick
But to
shout
go
out.
to yeah, I know, right? If you give them a follow on Instagram, they post where they're going to be in Dubai. But Abu Dhabi, we have a stationed place that we're doing. But men's health for me is not necessarily just open up and saying I'm sad, or it's just getting into the routine of talking to someone and finding your person who you can open up to outside of your everyday routine. So your everyday routine might be with your family and with your kids, or it might be just work and then
Hmm.
friends. Someone outside of that who can give you a reflection on what you're doing and can give you an unbiased opinion on what it is that you're doing as well. Everyone needs that. Everyone needs someone to support them, and it's my. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, because I touched on this, because when you talked about at the intro that you were talking about alone, alone, alone. You mentioned the word a few times. You felt alone.
Yeah.
I'd love to know what makes you feel alone, considering like there's 9 billion people on the planet. Like, what was that feeling? Because I know what you mean, but
Mm.
from your perspective.
So it's coming out here to a completely different culture, something that you have to adapt to and something that you have to change to. Kind of getting not having not having a job to start off with as well, not having something that I could
Hmm.
progress towards, not having a structure, learning a new routine. So I've got a 3 and a 6-year-old now as well, learning what their routine is going to be first and foremost, and then learning where I
Hmm.
slot into that, and learning what my worth is. I'm doing a lot of that, learning what my worth is, and also trying to teach my children their own worth as well. So I think alone means to me not feeling like you belong, not having something that you can progress to, not having something that can challenge you, and not having someone that can challenge you as well. Because you can speak to loads of
Hmm.
different people. If you don't have that person outside of your relationship as well, your partner's that's an absolute
Yeah.
standard that you have. Your partner's supposed to
Hmm.
challenge you and supposed to support you, but you need multiple people who are going to be giving you feedback to help you refine your process. Um,
Mm-hmm.
in short,
Can I ask you
aloneness.
about the other side of it then?
Yeah.
Can I ask you about on that side of things? Because when I think about it, and if you guys are watching on TikTok and stuff like that, chuck your comments in the comment section. Let us know, because when I thought about that side of things and alone, like I said, like that feels like it is. It feels like I don't know the word for it actually. There's an external and there's an internal side of it. So like alone for me as a male sometimes was like, you don't want to burden somebody else, or if you're not much of a man if you have to rely on other people, or you're weak. You're seen weak as a male if you was soft, open up, starting to cry, kind of thing like that. A man is depicted as someone that's got his shit together, so to speak, who understands everything that's going on, and then is the leader of the group. That's what the men should be, right? And you want to be there for your family, you want to be there for your kids, you want to be there as a friend on top of that. But then a lot of guys take this on alone in order to achieve this, I think, falsified, honest space of being a male. What does it then? Do you have that? Do you go through that, or do you have those feelings, those thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's that kind of goes back to that self-worth and knowing where you fit in into not only society, but where you fit in your family and what I'm doing. So it's very much a case of I had to take a slight back seat to start off with, making sure that everyone else was all right. And that was it's kind of new. It was kind of new for me, having a different role in the relationship and in the family as well. I'm the main primary for the kids, so if anything happens, I'm there because I've got quite a flexible job. That's always been the case, but I've always had my own thing that I've been doing, and not having that, coming over here and not having that, I didn't know what it was I was doing, and I was just trying to keep my head above water, trying to keep myself busy. But yeah, a lot of the time you kind of have to try and be the leader and be that. But luckily, I've got my wife is quite strong-headed and quite supportive. That she
She's
kind
not
of
beside you
leads.
listening, is she?
She's at work. She leads from the front as well. So we do. So in our family, we have two leaders, but we know our role. I'm very, very fortunate in that.
Yeah, nice.
So,
yeah, brilliant. What is it then? So if we take this as a course of causality to help others that go out, you go along to Minathon. I mean, there's other ones. I know there's a boys club. There's sorry, I've forgotten the name of it. There's a hybrid club out there as well. This is just in the UAE. I know there's another one I'm forgetting. What is it then when you go to these clubs? Obviously, one way is to connect with other males, to go through to talk or to be open about the things that everyone's kind of because once you open up, once you you share the experience, you find out, oh, I'm not alone on this. I'm actually one of many that go through this. Exercise as part of what Minathon does as well, and I'm sure, and the other ones, I know the other ones that do it, they all do exercise as well. I mean, even if you did exercise with mixed gender or in a group, you're still going to get those same kind of things. I mean, when you talk about it from a scientific point of view, the neurochemical changes in the body, the release of endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, to reduce cortisol in the body, to help reduce stress in the body is a big thing from a mechanical point of view. Is there anything particular you find works better for you when it comes to the exercise? Is it working alone or working in a group? If you just keep it specific.
I think for when it comes to training, for training, I'm very much a case of actually, right. I've never liked training that much. I've always loved playing sports. And all of the sports that I've played have been team-based sports. And I love the fact that someone has to rely on me to get them where they want to get to. I'm an enabler. That's my character trait. I've really liked that. I guess I've always loved playing in a team sport. When it comes to exercise and training though, one, I try and rely on myself. So I try and put myself in the kind of right frame of mind to go, right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. and I'm gonna nail it. So going into Menathon and having the same people who are around me saying, right, actually, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and we all silently, when it gets tough, the chat comes down and everyone just zones in and they all do it, and it's such a great feeling because you're like, they're struggling just as much as I am, but they're still going through. You have someone. It's in any environment that you're in. You have to have someone who you're helping, someone who's not quite as not quite there. Then you might be in the middle. Then you have someone who's above you, and you have someone who's going to pull you through, and you have someone that you're pulling through as well. And that environment's been great. But so yeah, I think working as a group has been something that's a new experience for me, because I personally, when it comes to training, I don't like relying on other people's motivation. I try and have my own motivation and discipline to get me through. But being in that group, it's amazing that I can always rely on someone, look at someone. Don't need to say anything at all, but just looking at someone trying their best. And I'm like, well, what am I doing? Am I trying to rest? No, okay, start running, stop walking, start running, start moving through. So it's a good environment to be in a team sport. I don't try and do it by myself anymore. So
okay, nice. That's a big change on that one. I want to go a little bit more into this one. Not as far as like from the point of view, like what was the change? Because I think when people, there's one thing with anything, it comes to activity, fitness, changes in life, when it comes to personal career, relationships, or anything like that, it's that initial change, which is the hardest or biggest step to take before you get into it. I'm sure there's people that think about exercising, or think about brushing their teeth, or think about asking the girl or the guy, or think about starting a new career path. When it comes to something as simple as this, it is changing the way, the mentality of change, because you yourself have just talked about, you're much keeping yourself, you want to do your own workouts, but now you've changed this mindset to go, oh, I want to get involved because I understand the benefits. How would you help someone get through that first barrier of take that first step?
That's a good question. Very good question.
I had it written down. That's what
I can't say that I can't say there's a set, or for universally, I can't say there's a set structure as to, right, you have to do X, Y, and Z, and that will enable you to then take the first step. The way that I look at it personally is, what are the benefits? So at the moment, right, so my child is very anxious about doing certain things. That's from me, social anxiety. So even stuff that he knows that he's going to enjoy. So we were going to a party, it was at Bounce, basically, loads of trampolines. And he'd go, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm nervous, I'm scared. I'm like, why are you scared? He'd be like, I don't know. I was like, okay. And I lay out the benefits from him. I was like, okay, we're here with all of your friends. We are here in a safe environment. We are, you're going to have fun. You've done this before. And I know that you're going to have fun. Do you believe it? Yes, I do believe I'm going to have fun. And that's kind of helped me, and it helps him take that first step. So it's try and weigh up the benefits. That fear or that anxiety that you're having is because you're uncomfortable. You're you're coming out of your comfort zone, and it's very hard to swallow. It's very hard to swallow. I don't expect anyone to do it straight away, but I would love it if everyone could overcome that and then weigh up those benefits and do something which is going to help you progress. I always say progress, move forward. That's what I'm trying to do in life. I'm always trying to progress and move forward in other aspects. But I would say weigh up the benefits. If you don't see any benefit, if you don't see the value in it, then it's probably not for you. But if it's something that you thought about doing and you can list off all of the benefits and they outweigh that kind of nervousness or that anxiety, then it's definitely something that you should be doing. And that's the only way. That's the only way you can put it. Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm with you on it, bro. I'm with you 100%. The guys, put your comments in the comment section as well on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. When we get to LinkedIn and TikTok, we'll be able to get more on there. But no, I'm 100% with you, bro, because for me, it's I have a simplistic way. I say knowledge is power. Power is
Yeah,
confidence. If you're someone who literally knows about something, it gives you more confidence to understand it, to make a better informed decision, to say like, okay, this is a safe environment. And once you do it once, you still feel nervous, but then you do it again, and action becomes the second part. So knowledge then action is always my thing. If you want to overcome anything, knowledge about it, action it, and you'll get to
yeah,
that point of I'm doing. It's like everything else we've done in life, in my opinion, has come from exactly that knowledge and
yeah.
action. Oh, that's awesome, man. Man, very, very good conversation on men's health. It's something that I think is like a lot of people now globally have becoming more aware about.
Mm.
What, I want to ask you based on this as well. How long have you been doing the Minathon for?
Oh gosh, not that long. I think probably 2 or 3 months.
Okay, cool. Let me ask another one. That's the physical side, the group side. What is it that you do away from that that potentially helps you? And I'll give you a reason why I'm saying this, because it's all good. It's like when you exercise, it's all good doing your PT session with somebody and going and getting your, they count the reps for you. They make sure your technique's okay. They guide you on what you're doing. Fantastic. Great. It's 1 hour out of the 24 hours in one day, or the 177 hours in a week, which is a very tiny percentage. In fact, I think it's like 3% of your week when you look at the stats and facts on that one. So same thing when it comes to something like men's health. What is it away from men's health, away from the groups that you have potentially implemented into your lifestyle in order to improve dealing, I suppose, with the demons that comes with mental health?
Um, so for me, I'm very self-aware. Fortunately, it's a double-edged sword. When you're very self-aware, you're very conscious of everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I, the physical and the mental side are very, very connected. If I'm tired,
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to be acting a certain way. I know, therefore, I'm not going to have patience. Kids test your
Mm-hmm.
patience a lot. um, if I'm tired, why am I tired? Is it because I haven't had enough sleep? Is it because I'm overtraining? Or is it because I haven't eaten enough? And I try and not to put myself in a tired state because I know I'm not going to be my best. So again, going back to the PT side of things, yes, I'm with them for an hour. That's great. I can get them to work hard. But what I always say to them is, we have to look at the other aspects of health. So that would be sleep, hydration, nutrition. Those things are the things that I try and make sure that I'm doing well, so that I'm fueled. Not because I'm a fitness enthusiast and a personal trainer, just to make sure that I am fueled. That's how I look at it. Very, very simple. I'm fueled so that I can be the best. Sorry. Yep.
So what you mean by fueled?
Fueled, as in I've got enough sleep. I'm fueled on sleep. I've got enough. I'm hydrated and I've eaten enough so that I can do my daily tasks. So that in my mind, I know that I can make the best decisions that I can. So that's the physical side of it. And I say this to my clients: make sure that the gym side is the easy side of it. The other side of the habits, the health habits, as I said, sleep, nutrition, hydration. So I
Mm-hmm.
make sure I'm in the best possible mind that I can be. That enables me to make the best decisions that I can. I make sure that I have gap stops during the day. So if I'm doing a lot of work where I have to sit in front of the computer, I'm like, right, okay, I've done a lot of work here. I'm going to be mentally tired. So therefore, I stop and listen to music or whatever it is. I make sure that I
Mm-hmm.
voice how I'm feeling. So this is what I do with my kids as well. If they're doing something I don't like, I say to them, I don't like what you're doing. It's starting to frustrate me a bit. You need to stop doing this. I give them a reason as to why they're doing it. And that now they're doing that for me as well. I don't like this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
upset with this. So I try and
Mm-hmm.
talk about where I am in that place. And I try and use my words to communicate rather than my actions, rather than getting angry. I try and explain where I am, where I'm getting frustrated. I don't like that. I also, same with my partner as well, and with my friends. I'm feeling this way. I try and
Hmm.
verbalize how I'm feeling all the time, so that they don't. So I'm not reactive, or they don't get push me to a so I can stay in control of my actions, basically, and
Hmm.
they understand where I am on that path as well. So for me, it's communication, just speaking. As little as
Mm.
I don't like that, as little as I'm starting to get a bit upset with what you're doing, or I don't like this. It's you've just got to verbalize it, but also that mental is connected with that physical. Make sure that you're fueled well, hydrate, get enough sleep. Um, and just because you're having 8 hours, it doesn't mean it's quality sleep. A good thing that you can do, omega 3s before bed. It's great, increases melatonin. You'll be in a deep, deep, deep sleep. Um, and making sure that you're eating the right foods as well, which we'll talk about on another day.
Bro, I love it. You've gone into such a deep, like we normally do like 30-minute shows, guys, but we're
Yeah,
right now we're 30 minutes just talking about mental health. Now, this
yeah,
obviously goes for both men and women,
yeah,
but there is that slight gender difference when it comes to how people deal with it. Women very, very good at opening up about their feelings. They like to express. Bro,
mm,
you just hit a very nail on the head thing there. Communication, that is for
mm,
me why most men fail when it comes to, or sorry, have increasingly bad mental health, because they fail to communicate or openly talk. Because again, in New Zealand, and Nathan Jones, a bro of mine from the New Zealand, he does some really good cordials with people at the moment, some good chats and talks, because he's a leader in a space. And one of the big things being is like, communication is key to most things that happen. But in New Zealand, as a male, you had to break the barrier or break the norm, because you'd always give people shit for being a little soft or a little weak, or if they weren't tough, or if they weren't manly. That was kind of the way it was. And so
yeah,
communication was the first one that affected people, because they would shut down. They would literally, instead of they see something that's not right, they would be like, oh, haha, or they'd support the guy so they look cool or they fitted in. You know, they wouldn't say, oh, don't tease him or don't call him those names. Like, bullying, I suppose, and it was even around friends. It's quite common around New Zealand males around friends, or even rugby players. Rugby players got
yeah,
a culture of that as well. You give each other a lot of heck for dropping the ball or not tackling or missing a tackling or being too
yeah,
small or something like that. And of course, as a male, you shut down, you close off, and it builds up like anything. It's like the running tap that's in the sink. If it doesn't get emptied, it overflows and spills out.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's I think it's really, I think you hit the nail on the head there, bro, with you talked about communication to open
yeah,
up. And I think that's probably the biggest thing out there at the moment, and a lot of people, advocates, are starting to do it. In fact, it happened at Dubai Sevens. Guys would walk around with cardboard signs that had written on it, if you need to talk, let's talk now, kind of thing. There's things you see on TikTok and on Instagrams and social media. They sit down at a table. If you need a release, if you need to talk, sit down and have a chat. Actually, I'd love to do something like that at the moment. I think we need to do that.
yeah.
And it's why, for myself, I talked to Omar Jury, who wrote a book on mental health and stuff like that. So, man, you've given some absolute golden gems on mental health and dealing with it. So I'll kind of recap on that. Be active. Physically active is one big thing. Give yourself the confidence by talking openly about it. What are the benefits behind it? You mentioned those ones there as well. Communication obviously is huge,
Yeah.
but then outside of that, sleep is
Yeah.
a key factor. Getting your rest is massive. Fueling is another one. So look, man, I've even got fingers on my hand to talk about how many goodness bombs you've dropped in the
Yeah.
show today.
I hope so.
This Oh, mate, that's why it's great to have you on it and to bounce with you on these topics. So before we let you go, just let us know where people can get a hold of you from, how they can get in contact with you. Do you have a website or Instagram, social media?
Yeah, so Instagram, it'll be GWizz Fitness, so GWHIZZ_fitness. And I'm just basically
Awesome.
posting about some of my struggles and some of the struggles my clients have had, and it's always going to be around sleep. It's going to be about nutrition, how you can shouldn't feel guilty about not training, and trying how to adapt your training specifically for you. If someone can train an hour, great. If you can train 15 minutes, great. Just do the best that you can do with what you have. That's what I say to all of my clients.
Mm-hmm.
I always try and meet my clients where they are. And yeah, if it's 70% you've got, then it's 70% that you give. If it's 50, it's 50. If you've got 100 another day, that's great. So give the best that you can do with what you got.
100%. Yeah. Janaz, he's ripping out there. Every day he's got he's sharing. He's sharing about the way he lives as a dad, looking after kids. And if you are busy, there is no excuse. You should still get your things done. Dropping tips every day. So make sure you check out the Instagram. Thank you, bro, for joining us on today's show. We'll get you on some more times and helping test out our first live guest on these live shows that will be more daily as well. So thank you, my man. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of the day. Drop your comments in the comment section, share with Janad, and we'll share with the team. We'll come back to you. And if you'd like to be a guest here on the FFP Daily Show, we want to talk with you as well. Tag FFPTravels on your social media posts, fitness, sports, wellness, or adventure every day, every time. And you can go into the draw to win that 10-day holiday for two, adventure holiday to either Dubai, Bali, Cairns, or London. We're going to go into a couple more parts of the show we did talk about. I said this a little bit longer. So we want to move into that one. Before we move on to that one, we're going to say thank you to our sponsor, one of our sponsors today, BarefootTours.com.au. Discover the real Cairns with Barefoot Tours, fun, laid-back adventures through rainforests, waterfalls, and hidden gems you won't find on your own. They take you through an amazing route around the Table Athertons, the most amazing waterfalls. In fact, one of the most photographed waterfalls, Milla Falls here, Josephine Falls, Babinda, are all on the tour. They're absolutely incredible. So if you are in Cairns, when you come to the Northern Tropic Queensland, make sure you book your bus tour with barefoottours.com.au. Cool. Let's move on to next section, which is our fitness. Welcome back in, guys. We're here on the FFP Daily Show. Leave your comments and questions or your thoughts simply in the comment section. Get involved with the live show as we take you through fitness, sport, wellness, and adventure, all here locally and from around the world. Before we get into that one, we're going to say a big thank you to one of another sponsors on today's show is Cairns Waterfalls. Cairns Waterfalls is one of the Northern Tropic providers here. One we talked about a couple of times. They help you chase the magic of nature with guided adventures across the reef and the rainforest where every drop counts. They are focused on immersive, personalized services for you. They take you canyoning, they take you on bus trips, they take you stand-up paddleboarding. They get you to experience what it's like to live in the Great Barrier Reef and the world's oldest rainforest. So check them out at www.cairnswaterfalls.com to book your next adventure, your next scenic tour, or your next activity here in the Northern Queensland. Into fitness side of things, there is lots going on in Australia. We wanted to highlight what's happening here. It is the Australian Fitness Industry Trade Show and Summit. It is massive. It is huge. It is the biggest showcase of fitness in the region, in Asia Pacific. It's happening right now down in Sydney. I was supposed to get down there myself. Unfortunately, I was unable to make it, but I do want to highlight this show because it's going from the 19th today until the 21st. They have business summits. They have fitness summits. I am trying to get someone on the show to also onto our socials so we can highlight some of the things that are happening. Maybe we can bring up a view of the website that's showing what's kind of going on. You can go onto their Instagram connection, AUS Active. You can find out what's happening on there. And as you can see here, Australian Active is one of the biggest organizations here in Australia. They are the organizers of the Industry Expo. You can join their membership. They support professionals, providers, and educators throughout Australia. And currently, right now, with their expo, they are showcasing all the brands that are coming into Australia that support the public, they support the professional, and they support the provider. It's happening in Darling Harbour. So if you are in Sydney, it's at the ICC Convention Centre, 14 Darling Drive in Darling Harbour, which is also an amazing and beautiful space to go to. It's part of a combination. So the fitness trade show and the expo are as one. So there's a B2B section and there's a B2C section as well. So if you are a business, you want to connect with more businesses, you should definitely be going there. If you are a public and you want to know about the latest in trends or supplements or products, then you want to go there and check out the expo as well. Some of the highlights from the show, there's like 150 plus fitness, nutrition, and active brands that are exhibiting their brands. You simply pay for your tickets. I believe they're $25 on the door. Don't quote me on that one. I might have got that one. I've got a couple of different options here, so let's just avoid that one. They've got live competitions as well. In fact, they've got the World Championships going on. They've got bodybuilding, they've got CrossFit, they've got strength training, they've got obstacle course challenges that you can get involved in as well at the expo. And they've got celebrities and influencers that are at the expo just looking to promote fitness, health, wellness in the area. In fact, some of the biggest people on social media are at the show. They've got other interactive workouts. So you can actually go try a lot of these things as well. So not only are there competitions or activations, but there's things you can try within the different exhibits as well. So I would just recommend going along. If you are in Sydney or if you're on social media, jump on to AUS Active and you get to see a lot more of what's happening within the show itself. It is only happening once. Obviously, in these next 3 days, it is huge, and everybody that's involved with Fitness Australia is there. And I want to bring up that one as well. And I want to bring up others that are happening around the world, because fitness, wellness, sports, adventure is exploding around the world. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's so good. So this week, they've got the Australian Expo. Next week, they've got the Singapore Expo happening over there. In Riyadh, in Saudi Arabia, they've got their Arabian show happening 1st to the 3rd over in Riyadh. They've got in Dubai, they got the MeFit Summit, which is happening, I want to say, on the 9th. It's the week after, I believe, or maybe it's the week after. Yes, I think it's the 9th of October, the MeFit Summit in Dubai. And they've also got the Dubai Active Show, which is on the 26th of October as well, showcasing fitness, sports, wellness, adventure, showing workshops, interactions, brands, products, providers, helping professionals, helping the public understand more about fitness. So 100%. If you're into fitness and maybe you are in one of these areas, go along to it. If you're in the UAE, you should definitely get involved with one of those. Fitness is exploding in all aspects over in the Middle East, with so much happening, so much development, so much technology, so much good things, so many workshops, so many educators. It's only a great thing for everybody. So yeah, get involved with those. It is fitness. It is what is happening around the world and all that as well. And before I move on to the next portion of this show, I do want to have a quick shout out to Ultra Headwear. They are a Dubai-based brand. They specialize in headwear. They help you to stay cool and move in style with Ultra Headwear, Dubai's own performance caps designed for athletes, adventurers, and everyday explorers. Check them out, www.ultra, that's ULT-RA headwear.com. Started up by the young man, he's going to love me for saying that, Dylan, a Scottish man. He's a massive advocate of endurance racing. One day he just got into it via his father. He does like 100-kilometer distances when he does it. And when he was out on the road, he decided to put his own brand together. The Ultra runs. Ultra's the brand, and it's headwear. I've got a hat myself, really comfortable, nice and light. Oh, tell you what, it's kept me cool under the pressures of the hot sun in the Middle East before, and he's doing a fantastic job with drink bottles as well as the hats and bucket hats, which we'll bring him on in one of the later shows next week, hopefully, and he'll be able to explain a bit more about ultra for you. But big thank you for him supporting us and what he does as well. Again, guys, leave your comments in the comment section down below. Let us know what your thoughts are on any of the topics discussed here or anything that you want to discuss out in the world of fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure. Remember to tag FFPTravels because that can win you a 10-day holiday to London, Dubai, Cairns, and one other I've forgotten off the top of my head. All right, but you just got to tag FFPTravels. That wraps up wellness. Bali's the other one. Thank you. My producer's in my ear telling me, and I'm very grateful for that. So we're going to move on to the next section here. Guys, we're going to talk a little bit about sports before we wrap this one up. Awesome work. So again, these shows are not possible without the support of the sponsors that are available to everybody in the world. And if you are moving around, if you are in Dubai, if you are into fitness, you're into personal training, a big shout out to Forge Fitness and Performance for supporting FFP, not just lately with the show, but throughout the years as well. So big shout out to Phil and his crew. Experience premium personal training at Forge Fitness and Performance, a private studio in Meydan, Dubai, built for results and one-on-one attention. Phil has been an advocate of fitness all his life. He's played sport. He's been a very good trainer. He's worked with some of the top people, top athletes around the world, and he started up this studio facility that really helps people, two main things really, perform better on the sports field. That's where the performance comes from, and live better in life. He's helping people move better when it comes to longevity or just staying active or performing at the higher caliber of their sport. And he's built a team of people that are supporting people from left, right, and center to do and live better in their life. So check them out, www.forgefitness.ae, to get some more personalized training and attention from them. Sports news, real simple. Right now, the World Athletics Championships are going on in Tokyo. It is huge over there. So we just got a few bits of sports we're going to talk about and key things. Right now, Noah Isles is looking to back up his performance in the 200 meter. He's made it through the final. He looks like the favorite. And I say looks like the favorite because during the 100 meters, he was unable to claim the gold in the 100. He was pipped by Oblique Sylvie, who won the 100 meter men's sprint race. And that Thomas came second, and Isles actually only came third. There's some blistering paces in the 5K races lately. The woman hitting that 14:30 mark when it comes to a 5K. The men hitting 12 minutes 38, I think, was the fastest qualifying time for the 5K, which phenomenal speeds going on these track events. So check them out, World Athletics. And just because I'm in Australia, Gout, the 17-year-old phenomenal runner, he was entered in the 200 meters. He's got a massive future ahead of him. He came fourth in his qualifying semi-final heat, did not make it through to the final. Unfortunately, he finished 18th overall, and he just showing that he's a class above. He's got a huge future in the sport, and there could be some world records. Australia could have their Olympic champion coming in the track and field very, very shortly. Could it be in the 28 Olympics in LA? He's tracking really well. 3 years until the Olympics to go. So, coming 18th in the events and the World Championships already is a very good sign for Australia in the track and field on that side of things. So the young Phenom will be, I think he'll be 20 when he gets to the Olympics. He'll only be 20. I can't believe he'll only be 20, and it's still 3 years away. So, big shout out to Gout. Happening over in the UAE is the Asia Cup, Cricket Cup happening at the moment. It is a tournament held from the 9th of September to the 28th of September. It's hosted by the UAE. It's hosted in Dubai Cricket International Stadium. It's taking place. There's the hosts 11 matches, including the final. Abu Dhabi is also one of the hosts down there. There's 8 teams participating from around Middle East and Asia, from the MENA region. India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and 3 qualifiers, which are the UAE, Oman, and Hong Kong. We've just gone into the Super Fours, and UAE has been eliminated, unfortunately. India, Pakistan, I believe, are through. I want to say Afghanistan and Bangladesh will be the other 2 going through to the Super 4 section of the tournament. With Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, I've just been updated. See, I love having a producer. It's so amazing. And he's right at the cricket as well. So let's go through to the Super 4 on top of that. And so now UAE turns their focus not on the team itself, but more into making sure the spectators, the show, I say show when I say the spectacle of the event is going on at a world-class quality. And I actually want to shout out to Hannah Hall as well, who's in the background scenes helping with the PR on that side as well. So yeah, bit of cricket over in the UAE with the championships going to the Super 4. Just hearing that news actually about Sri Lanka, I should have said Sri Lanka, they're a powerhouse when it comes to cricket. That means, unfortunately, Pakistan not able to make it way into the top 4, which our producer won't be very happy about, but that's okay. You'd be right, mate. Oh, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh. Sorry, I did actually say that. I don't even remember my own words. That's going on. Check that out online. You can check that out as well. In the world of sports, let us know in your comments sections, comments about any other sports that are happening around the world. I know World Cup Women's Rugby is happening. It is the powerhouses that are in the World Cup semi-finals. New Zealand takes on Canada tonight. So if you are a rugby fan, I'm a All Black, obviously. Oh, I'm not All Black. I'm an All Black fan. I'm from New Zealand. The Black Ferns are doing us proud. They take on Canada later tonight. I believe, I can't remember the time, but check that online. I think it's 7 o'clock that kickoff will happen early morning. So good luck to the Black Ferns on their match against Canada. They've had a loss and a draw each, a loss and a win each. They've now had a draw, and so that's going to be a very tightly contested semi-final. And then England, who are looking very strong, haven't lost in the last 4 years. They're in the other semi-final, so they're looking to go through to the World Cup final, which is happening over in England as well. Sail GP is happening this weekend. I can go into all those kind of things, but I'm not going to go because we're going to hear forever if I do. But that is your sports. Have I missed anything as far as the supporters or sponsors? I hope not. But again, share your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you're up to. If you're looking for fitness questions, sports questions, fitness questions, wellness questions, or adventure questions, let us know in the comment sections below, wherever you are. And before we do leave, we're going to big shout out to one more supporter and sponsor, Cairns Canyoning. If you're coming to Cairns here in the tropical north of Queensland, you want to make sure you go canyoning. It's the most immersive way to see the rainforest. Dive into the pure adrenaline with Cairns Canyoning. Abseil, sail, slide, and splash your way through the rainforest, wild waterfalls, and crystal clear pools. Book your next tour with them, cairnscanyoning.com. It really is open for anybody. If you're new to the adventures of the outdoors, they have an expert team of guides that will let you move at your levels. So if it's just swimming through flows, if it's just jumping off small, maybe something tiny like a meter, if it's just sliding into the water down rock slides, they allow you to go at your pace. But if you're looking for even that bigger adrenaline rush, there is a massive jumps that you can do and different techniques that you could do as well if you want to push your adrenaline. So check them out, Cairns Canyoning, www.cairnscanyoning.com here up in Cairns. It's been a big show today. This has been our longest show so far. Our week of testing has been absolutely amazing. A big shout out to Jinnah for joining us today, for sharing his thoughts with men's health on the topic. Remember, it is important to communicate. It is important to look after your mental health as well as your physical health. It allows you to deal with the stresses of life that life will throw at you on a daily basis. I can speak from experience. I go through the ups and downs, the love, the hate, the hurt, the depression, the anxiety, the happiness, the excitement that life does throw at us. We're not immune to it. None of us are. So my biggest step to you is just share with someone closest to you. Look to take those steps for a stronger mental life, because it will lead to a stronger physical life as well. I've been your host, Grant Goes, producer Amar in the background, bringing you the daily live show. If you want to jump on board with us, you want to ask questions, you want to be part of the show, hey, all we ask you to do is join the community. Become part of the community with us. Support active living as we move our way towards our goal of supporting 1% of the global population, which is over 80 million people worldwide. And you can do that by registering for an account on FFPTravels.com. You can also find different services, activities, communities to do with adventure, sightseeing, fitness, wellness, sport, adventure throughout the world as we look to onboard and build our platform for you to support you in active living. Remember, if you are wanting to win a 10-day adventure, you can do it two ways. One is just tag in FFP Travels. The second one is check out FFP World Tour.com and you'll be able to get more information about the World Tour, 12 destinations around the world, spotlighting fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure in different destinations to give you the updates, to give you the insights and how to stay active and healthy, whether you are local or whether you are traveling to a destination. Oh, that was a long mouthful, wasn't it? That was a big one. But thank you guys for joining us, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on TikTok, wherever you are from around the world. Remember to like and subscribe, follow, tag FFP Travels in your fitness, sports, wellness, and adventure posts. We love you. Stay active, and we'll see you on the next show. Get ready for the world's greatest adventure, the FFP World Tour 2026. A year-long journey to 36 destinations packed with fitness, sports, wellness, and unforgettable adventures. Each destination will be under the spotlight. 10 days of activations, events, challenges, and your chance to connect with like-minded people. The tour is led by the Chief Adventure Officer, who will travel the world for 12 months, discovering, exploring, and sharing the best experiences along the way. The CAO will be joined by 100 ambassadors throughout the world to connect with the people and inspire their city. Want to get involved? Simply register as a user or a member on our website or tag FFP Travels when posting content of the places you visit and the people you meet. It's that easy. This is more than just a tour. This is the world's greatest adventure.